failing. And the interesting thing is that we consider our efforts as the failure. But as I said, the truth is that templates don't fail, it's the misalignment that does. So let me share with you three things that I've been working on these last couple of years. And especially as a healer and a coach, I know this is something that will finally take the pressure off you. The first thing, of course, is remember to ask better questions. The thing is, we tend to think about the template from a perspective that it is the holy grail, and that this template is going to make all the difference, this template is going to solve all your problems. But the truth is, when you ask better questions, when you question the template, your own way will begin to emerge. Now, I say this also because if you're listening to this and you reach this point, you know that what I'm saying actually rings true deep inside. And which brings me, of course, to the most important part of asking better questions, which is when you ask the question, remember to take a moment and really listen to the the sound of that question, because there is rhythm in it, and of course there is magic in you actually finally asking the question. It's like, just because the template says so, should I be doing it that way? Now, I say this also because today, just earlier today, I was having a conversation with my wife, and Meena and I were designing the marketing plan. Now, typically, when one talks about a marketing plan, what do? We think of hiring an agency, and then, of course, we follow the standard way, which is okay, we hire an agency, we pay them on a monthly basis, and then you're supposed to extract certain work for that money that's been invested. But when you actually start to ask better questions, that's when you realize that maybe you're not meant to go the standard route, but instead really focus on what it is that you want. And therefore, when you design the plan around what you want, you will, of course, get uh, the power of the money that you're investing, and the people will actually, your agency will actually have that direction. Now, obviously, I'm not just only talking about an agency. Maybe you're at a point where you're doing this for yourself. And so, especially in today's day and age where there's AI and there are enough and more resources that we have, when you actually question the templates, you will start to create something that is more aligned to you, that is more in sync with your soul. The second thing is, of course, to remember that community is the key. Remember, if you've been doing this so far on your own, quite often it's very easy to get lost. It's easy to get lost in our heads, because I'm sure you know that we are more dreamers than anything else. And so when instead you're able to look towards a community where you feel that heart space connection, that is when you're able to uh, you have like-minded people, you have heart-centered people who are connected with you, and they're able to be that space where you're able to ask these questions also out loud. And which brings me to the third point, which is when you ask, and this is the most important part, which is when you ask that question, like, what's beyond this template? What am I really doing this for? How will it look when I actually have succeeded? Or maybe if I did this, and let's say this this template that's telling me to create content in a certain way, to start a podcast or whatever it is that you've been wanting to do. When you ask that question, like, what's beyond this, this is what breaks your bond with the template forever. And of course, beyond the template is really that space, which is people who are here to cheer you on, people who are here to support you through your journey, while you are able to keep getting your message out into the world. So, as always, I truly appreciate you for tuning in, listening to these pods, and I also look forward to hearing your reflections as a healer and a coach. Which template has held you back, and now what is it that you're planning to do differently? Having said all of that, of course, I want to remind you again, I truly appreciate you, and I look forward to serving you in any way possible. If you aren't already part of a community, or maybe you've outgrown your community, come and experience the power of and the magic truly of this community, iHypnosis Life. And if this resonates with you, then it's quite simple. Stick around, as I always like to say, for any, many, or all of our programs, because we've got some beautiful, really, really um, restorative programs and so much more that we're planning this year. So, as always, remember to live your purpose. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. God bless.